Oh, yeah. You know what podcast you at? This is the Pot Smoking Moms. I am your host, Sunny D.
And I'm Captain J.
And we're the Pot Smoking Moms. And if it looks like we just came out of the pool, for those of you who are watching us,
Because that's literally what just happened.
it is. This week has been madness. We had to trip to Orlando trying to figure out our route. We almost assaulted a homeless man. Okay.
God.
That was wild.
No.
And we will talk to you about all of that madness. But first, we got a little smoke session we're going to get to. So if you've got something at home you're wanting to smoke on, this is a good time to go get it. Because it's our smoke sesh.
Let's go.
Sponsored by Fluent. Yes. And if you go to our website, potsmokingmoms.com, click our Fluent partner link, and you could receive rewards. What do you got smoking there?
They could also find it now in the link in our bio on Instagram too. Very easily. It's easily accessible on there as well.
Yeah, just
if you Insta a lot. So I really like the name of this strain, and I really like the look of it. I cannot wait to try it because this is very purple and pretty and smells delicious. But it's called Apples and Bananas. A versatile, balanced hybrid crossed from platinum cookies with Granddaddy Purple and Blue Power with gelati. Sour lemongrass and cherry aromas delightfully transform into a flavorful fruit salad mix of tangerines, cherries, red apples, and bananas. Start low and go slow to highlight the strain's sativa traits of motivating euphoria, or enjoy the sedating indica results of deep physical relaxation and sleep when taken in higher doses. Users of apples and bananas have seen benefits in relieving the symptoms associated with insomnia, stress, anxiety, depression, and PTSD.
Nice.
Oh my God. Look.
You
never could look on the camera, right?
I don't know. You have to have a high definition photography camera to really pick up how pretty. Beautiful the nugs are. Well, I bought a nice little 10-pack of little tiny pre-roll J's.
Oh, that's convenient.
Yeah, super convenient. Pop the top open. Boom. You got a nice little serving there. What I have here is grape gas. It's an indica dominant variety made by crossing grape pie with jet fuel gelato. The effects of grape gasoline are more calming than energizing. Consumers who have smoked this strain say it makes them feel uplifted, energetic, and euphoric. Grape gas is best enjoyed during the afternoon or early evening hours, or pretty much any fucking time you want. In terms of flavor, you can expect pungent grape notes with a hint of fuel.
That's why it says gas in its name.
Let's get it going.
Cheers.
Cheers. Hey, if you are smoking on a new strain, something you really like, we love to hear it. Send it over, DM us on Instagram. You can catch us at potsmokingmoms.com. All of our social medias are linked there.
What's your favorite Fluent brand strain that we should check out?
If you have a favorite at Fluent, hit us up, let us know so we could try it. So we got for those of you, we got a nice little interview. You might see her at all the events in South Florida, but
we know we do. We run into her.
Run into her all the time. Our homegirl from Ganja Clinic, Serena, will be on the show a little later today. So I hope you stick around for that. Why are you laughing? I said today.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I mean, later on in the podcast.
Oh.
Hey, you can see this episode. Instead of just hearing us, why don't you just watch us? And you can watch us by becoming a patron.
And I'm exhausted, guys. If you'll be lucky if I don't pass out, like if I don't just like keel over.
I saw her earlier, and she had her eyes closed while she was supposed to be looking at something. So I was like, maybe I shouldn't interrupt her. Maybe she's trying to power up for this show.
Oh man. Oh yeah. So yeah, become
If
a
you
patron.
yeah.
See our beautiful faces. See me right now. Being
see
hysterical.
us looking sort of mess-like.
Like we just got out of the pool.
We look like dried up sea wenches right now.
Stop. That's a little exaggerated. Come
on.
Hey, if you can't contribute, that's fine. Just get the word out. Share our social media information with people. Tell people about us.
That helps a lot, man. If you like us,
word
tell
of
everybody.
Mouth. That's the best way, really.
If you drop us a review, we'll send you a sticker. Let us know. Let us know. We'll send you a sticker. We'll throw all the stickers.
And we have an event coming up.
So this weekend we were figuring out all of our ins and outs for our Orlando Bud Crawl we got coming up November 12th. If you didn't know, tickets are already on sale.
Yes, tickets just went on sale. We drove up to Orlando, so we're extremely exhausted.
I know, that's why we look like
we drove, stayed one night, came right back, but it was so worth it because it was important that we saw all the stops and made sure it worked. And it's a good thing we did because we found out we may want to do a different spot for one of the places. Right. So little things like that, but it's going to be a lot of fun and I'm excited.
Yes. And then we got to go to Chiba Hut, which is our sponsor. And also they will be providing food for everybody on our bus. We got a chance to go and check them out. And that place is great.
Oh my God. The vibe there is so awesome. I love the mural that they have of Star Wars and all the Disney references in there. It's really cool. Yes. I took a bunch of pictures of all the stuff in there because everything's awesome.
We'll be posting some of our trip stuff this
Oh my
week.
God, that video that we did, the TikTok
where I eat the sandwich and then smoke comes out of my mouth.
Oh, there were so many people in there when we did that. I freaked out.
I know. Because I took Jay did it first. So the bit was we were going to take a bite of the sandwich and it was going to be so good that we're like going to blow out smoke.
Because all the sandwiches are named after strains of weed. So it's like she smoked
and even
sandwich.
The sizes of the sandwiches is like a blunt, a pinner.
Bud, yeah. A nug, a pinner, a blunt.
Right.
Yeah.
So then Jay did it first, and she used a different cartridge and didn't get too much smoke.
Yeah, I didn't get big cloud, but I didn't really want to.
We're a little bit nervous.
I didn't think it was that small though. So then it didn't come out good on camera.
So then I took a fucking monster hit from the true stick. You get some big clouds from a true stick.
Yeah,
and I blew so much smoke that Jay at the end of the video is like, you see the video shuffling around because she's like, stop, it's too much.
I'm like waving it away.
It was
like,
so funny. And you're saying I'm sorry to the guy next to us, and he was like, what? I don't know. It was so funny.
I mean, it's just vapor. It's not really smoke.
But anyways, Chiba Hut's awesome. You guys will get to go there. And then we have True Leaf as our first stop.
Yeah, and Binsk is going to be there as well.
Binsk, always a good time with them.
Binsk.
That's how it's pronounced. Binsk.
And then our second stop is Move.
Yes. Which we're trying to change the location of where we're going to do it.
Yeah, because originally it was downtown.
Right. And that is very downtowny.
We went there. It was a mission to park. We're like, where's the bus going to park? Like, where's this going to happen?
You have to pay for parking. There's a parking lot.
It's like $10 minimum, like ridiculous.
Yeah, it was. I'm not going to say that we didn't pay, but
we tried to pay. We were at the thing,
were trying to pay.
And then we got harassed by a homeless man. He was trying to take all of our money.
He wanted change, and then Jay's like, we only have enough change to pay for parking, which is true.
Which was true. We didn't have like.
I had $1 and I had quarters because it wouldn't take my $1. So he kept harassing.
So she gave him the $1.
So I gave him the $1 and I said, "Here, go." And he started asking for more money.
We both turned around.
We both turned around and lunged at him.
We're like, go away. That's all we have. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh.
God.
So then we
were just trying to Get out of there.
Yeah, we're like, we tried, and then we went in. Like, we're not gonna be here that long. We gotta go.
And then we quickly realized that it probably wouldn't work with the bus.
Right.
So we're trying to get a switch with another location.
Right. But then we're gonna go to Liberty Health Sciences, and that location's super cute.
Yes,
they're
it looks
very
like a little
sweet there
casita.
too.
It's a nice spot.
Yeah, we met so many great people that work for all these wonderful companies. All the store managers, truly
every
phenomenal
single
people.
Store manager was really nice.
Super wonderful, nice people. So please check out the Bud Craw. Part of the ticket, like, you have to be a patient because we're going to dispensaries. Mm-hmm. But the ticket includes,
they can only sell to patients.
Right. So a ticket includes transportation. You get a cool tour t-shirt, food, entertainment. We're going to have karaoke. So when you buy your ticket, you got to tell us your favorite karaoke song. And munchies, we're going to have snacks for you guys. And we want to, like, see what you guys are into. So let us know what kind of snacks you like.
Yeah. It's going to be a good time.
It's going to be a super good time. You know what's not a good time is us trying to incorporate as a business to
like be legit.
Have a bank account, figure out how to. You okay there? Poor Jay. She can't wait to go to sleep. But we've been trying to find the bank account. So I filled out. I incorporated us.
Would be this hard.
Yeah, I incorporated us as Pot Smoking Moms LLC. We tried to go to Chase.
They're like, no.
They're like, right away. They're like,
oh, we got to ask permission because of your name. And we're like, we're not selling weed.
Yeah, we don't sell weed. We're just
a podcast that talks about weed.
Yeah. So then so since our name is whatever, so then he had to check, and they came back and didn't want to give us the bank account. We went to the bank account that the one of our dispensaries works with, and they wanted money to. I mean, like, I get it that,
yeah, but there's a lot of due diligence involved with doing cannabis banking, like with all the regulations.
Yeah. So, but we're not that. So
no, we're not.
We're not that. So we're trying to figure out how to work it out. We did. I mean, we've been to places and we've ordered stuff, and they've been like, no, we can't sell to you.
It was Vistaprint.
No, it was it wasn't Vistaprint. It was it was one of those Zazzle. It was Zazzle. It was Zazzle. They're like, we can't sell. And then remember, we tried to advertise with a platform, and then we were the ones that made them change.
They changed their rules.
How they changed their rules. They're like, we can't show any more ads for things that are federally legal. We're like, great. So here we are trying to find the bank. We'll update you on what's happening, but yeah, we can't go by Pot Smoking Moms because people think that we can sell weed or something. So we're just a podcast, guys. We smoke lots of weed, but we don't sell it.
No, definitely
we don't sell it. Hey, you guys have been waiting for it all week. Here we go.
News is where we get high and read the news. Weed news to you. All right, so let's see what this article says here. It says why weed companies can't make any money. High taxes, siloed state markets, and lack of access to capital make it very difficult to turn a profit. It's not easy selling weed. The legal marijuana business is booming. Revenues are projected to hit $32 billion this year, more than double what sales were just 3 years ago. They're projected to double again in the next 6 years, propelled by the launch of big new recreational weed markets in New York, New Jersey, and Virginia. But that hasn't prevented most weed companies from continuing the hemorrhage red ink nearly a decade after Colorado and Washington became the first states to establish legal markets for anyone at least 21 years old. An analysis by Politico of financial filings from 24 of the largest publicly traded U.S. operators show that they collectively lost more than 550 million in the first 6 months of this year on revenues of nearly 4.5 billion.
Jeez.
What?
Right. It all stems from federal illegality, said Anna Famili, who heads the cannabis and CBD industry group at Manat, a law firm and consultancy. The cost of doing business for weed companies is just much higher than any other business. Arguably, the biggest barrier to making money is the sky high taxes weed companies pay because they're treated like illegal narcotics traffickers under the federal tax code. The goods also cannot cross state lines, and the lack of interstate commerce means companies must build separate farms, factories, and stores in each state where they do business and navigate a rapidly evolving patchwork of state regulations. Finally, raising capital is extremely expensive due to a dearth of financing options, an issue both Republicans and Democrats in Congress recognize but have yet to address. If you're able to generate cash flow with all these headwinds, when these headwinds start to be removed, it's going to be an incredibly, incredibly good business model, said Jen Drake, co-chief operating officer of AYR Wellness, which has retail and cultivations operations in 8 states, including Florida, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. Liberty Health Sciences, our friends over at Liberty Health Sciences.
Another factor exasperating the current financial malaise. Did I say that right?
Yeah, I think that sounded pretty good.
Malaise. Companies spent heavily last year to expand capacity due to misguided optimism about the prospects for loosening federal marijuana restrictions after Democrats won control of Congress and the White House. That's led to a glut of product and plunging prices in many of the largest states' markets like California, Colorado, Michigan, and Massachusetts. Those struggles are being compounded by inflation and an illicit marijuana market that remains robust in many states. You have more capacity coming into a marketplace with less spending power from the consumer base, said Charlie Batchel, CEO of Cresco Labs, one of the country's largest cannabis companies with more than 800 million in revenues last year. It's a lesson in economics 101 of supply and demand, he said.
Yeah, and I think when we went out this weekend, we got a couple of, when we were at Move, for instance, they were telling us how bud was going to get cheaper. That we went over to Liberty Health Sciences and they were telling us
The same.
that bud's going to get cheaper. They have a whole line later days that it's going to be $20. So a lot of these companies are like, you're going to see a lot. I mean, and you could tell from when we first started how all the more sales started happening. And the end result is that weed companies are in a deep financial funk. Capital raises are down more than 60% compared to 2021, according to Viridian Capital Advisors, a financial analysis firm that tracks the cannabis industry. The advisor shares Pure U.S. Cannabis ETF, a popular gauge of the industry, is down roughly 50% since the start of the year, despite a recent uptick compared to a less than 20% dip for the broader S&P 500.
Okay, business.
If you're too exposed in a market where wholesale pricing pressures is a severe headwind, those companies suffered in the quarter, said Morgan Paxia, co-founder of Poseidon Asset Management, which has been investing in cannabis companies since 2014. There are plenty of companies that will end up going by the wayside.
Failed lawsuits and lobbying efforts. The industry has been trying without much success for years to jettison some of the onerous policies. I'm like onerous policies that make it so difficult to make money selling weed. That's so silly. Make it so difficult to make money selling weed. Companies have not found success in lawsuits they've filed to invalidate Section 280E of the federal tax code. That section was enacted by Congress in the early 80s in response to outrage over a tax court ruling that a cocaine dealer was entitled to deduct his operating expenses. The upshot is that cannabis companies can't write off any business expenses, including salaries and benefits, and end up paying
Oh,
tax rates that eclipse 70%. Cresco
damn.
Labs, for example, estimates that it paid an additional 80 million in taxes last year due to the 280E. That's crazy.
Wow.
Weed companies really suffer from a double whammy when it comes to federal taxes, says Manat's family. One might wonder if there's a
Disincentive.
disincentive for feds to legalize cannabis in that regard.
Similarly, the cannabis industry and its allies have been pushing Congress for years to pass legislation that would make it easier for weed companies to access some of the simplest banking tools, like
Or a
loans.
podcast or just fucking regular two
Right,
moms.
exactly. Like loans and raise capital. Those restrictions mean firms in this sector must typically pay far higher interest rates than those in other industries. The SAFE Banking Act initially passed the House in September of 2019 with strong bipartisan support and has since cleared the chamber 6 more times as either a standalone bill or as part of a broader legislative package. But it's never gone anywhere in the Senate. That's in large part because Democrats have portrayed it as a handout to big business and insisted that it be paired with additional proposals designed to help people who were disproportionately harmed by criminal marijuana enforcement. The latest discussions on Capitol Hill have been around a potential Safe Plus package, which would pair criminal justice provisions with banking bill in hopes of mollifying liberals without alienating too many Republicans.
The idiots in Washington are causing the problem, said Matt Hawkins, founder and managing partner of Entourage Effect Capital, which has been investing in cannabis companies since 2014. They need to understand that in order for this industry to grow and thrive, that has to be passed. The lack of interstate commerce is a thornier problem than few industry watchers expect to go away anytime soon because it would require a big change of federal marijuana policy that looks unlikely in the near future. But even if something akin to federal legalization were to happen, the industry is split on whether they want state borders to vanish when it comes to cannabis production and sales. A company that has invested millions of dollars to build indoor grow operations in Massachusetts, for example, is unlikely to relish the prospect of competing against California cultivators that can grow outdoors at a much lower cost. One of the hardest things about doing business in a business that's federally legal, which is crazy, is the difficulty of dealing with the state by state regulations, said Drake of AYR. Is AYR?
Yeah, I think it's air,
AYR,
yeah.
AYR Wellness. If I could wave my magic wand and make one thing easier and smoother, it would be the state by state regulatory process.
Yeah, I mean, one would. I mean, look, vertical integration is a thing, right? But like, if the states are going to be in charge, ultimately, at the end of the day, too, it's hard. It makes everything so hard. Playing the long game, despite the current financial woes besettling the cannabis industry, most closed market watchers remain giddily optimistic about the future. That's because more and more states continue to embrace legal sales, with 5 states potentially holding referendums in November on whether to legalize marijuana use for anyone 21 or older. In addition, they see some sort of federal legalization as inevitable at some point down the road, considering that just over 2/3 of Americans consistently back that stance in polling. It's really not if, it's a matter of when, Family said. The industry is just not going to close shop and walk away.
For real.
That means many of the biggest companies are still making significant investments in hopes of reaping huge profits when barriers like high taxes and lack of access to capital eventually disappear.
Like what happens like because it every year more and more states seem to be doing it, right? What happens when eventually all the states like what if all the states go legal before the federal government?
I don't think that would happen, but
Can
but
you
they got to
imagine
do
though? That'd be
something.
funny.
That would
Okay,
not be
so
funny.
realistically,
Really obnoxious.
it's still a bit too early in the game to be expecting anybody to be really making money because of all these guys are still in investment phase, said John DeCourcy, director of equity research at Viridian Capital Advisors. It should be expected that it would be taking time to have those investments bear fruit in future terms in terms of actual profits. Cresco Labs Batchel argues that anyone who expected to make a quick buck in a heavily regulated, rapidly changing emerging market with unique legal barriers was naive. Instead, he views it as a long term bet on the financial potential of what's likely to one day be a 100 billion plus market. We thrive in this environment while you're sort of making the plane while flying it, Batchel said.
Yeah, I mean, it's a wild,
Making the
wild
plane while
west.
flying it. Like you're building it as you're flying it.
Yes, it is kind of madness. I mean, even here, like the hemp farm is like a loophole for people. So we were talking about it today, how like, you know, you can smell it everywhere. And cops are like, I mean, in Whitwood, there was a fucking weed truck rolling past the cop. You know?
They don't care.
It's just so silly. It's so silly that it's like, okay, I'm gonna put your fucking hands over your eyes.
To? Like, how do these cops know what's going on?
Right, because that's true. That we were talking about that today too. How there's cops there. They're just like, you know, what are they gonna do?
So it's like,
just make the rules already. Let's change them already. Fuck this shit. It's like so silly.
So silly.
You know what's not silly? This next segment you guys love so much. It is kind of silly.
It is. Just that.
I love you, Miami!
All right. So the news in Florida is that another Jungle Boys opened up. This one in Orlando. Their second Florida dispensary now open in Orlando, Florida. The world's most respected cannabis company says Jungle Boys about Jungle Boys. Jungle Boys is pleased to announce the grand opening of its second Florida medical marijuana dispensary and fifth retail dispensary store in the United States. Jungle Boys Orlando.
So they only have 5 stores, period?
I guess so.
Wow. Okay. I thought they were like big in what? In California?
I think they're a big brand and they maybe have been in dispensary stores as a brand.
Got you.
I don't know. We are just getting them here for us for the first time.
Yeah, everybody was like, "Oh, Jungle Boys." Still, people are still like, "Oh."
Yeah, we went while we were up there. We decided to check it out.
Yeah, we're like, we're up here. We might as well.
When we walk in, they're like, "Oh, are you patients?" We're like, "Yeah." Like, have you been having to ask everybody? They're like, "Yeah." People just think that they said they had people coming there from Texas showing up thinking they could just buy weed.
Yeah, we're like, dude, if you are driving from Texas,
I guess they're buying some clothes instead. Were they even allowed in there? Probably not even allowed in there to buy the clothes.
I would have at least been like, "What do you want?" I would have given them a hat or something. From coming from Texas, I would have hooked them up with some gear and been like, "Look, you can't buy our weed, but here have some t-shirts and hats."
Yeah, there you go. A little something.
Right?
Located on University Boulevard in Orlando. It's close to the UCF. Jungle Boy's new Orlando location is open Monday to Saturday, 9 to 9. Sunday from 11 to 6. What day did we go? We went on Saturday. They offer their award-winning and legendary product portfolio of 16 unique strains. I picked up 2, and they were really good. I am enjoying them. Decent price for 8s at $45. D, you got some pops, right?
Yeah, I got Zach's Pie.
And pops are like their minis,
and it's like, yeah,
their mini buds, and they did 7 grams. What, like for $50?
Yeah, $50.
Yeah, I mean, it's good.
Yeah,
weed
good bud too. Yeah.
Price. And they have so many other products that we didn't really check out.
We checked out a couple.
If you're watching us as a patron, we're showing a picture of us in front of the mural they have in there.
Yeah, the store's super duper cute. I mean, the outside, they have it really nice. And then you go inside and they have murals and they have all their clothes and stuff. You want to play the video? Oh, okay. I have to do it. Sorry, my bad. My bad.
It's just a little video of the inside. I was trying to set up without paying any patients in the shots.
Yeah. Yeah, they were like, hey, you can't videotape here. And we're like, oh, really?
Did you
Because we've
see? I
seen you
didn't
all
even
over
notice the
social
big
media.
JB on the top of the roof. Did you
Oh,
see
I
it?
did. Yeah. I saw it in the video there. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The Jungle Boys are celebrating the unveiling of its 5,500 square foot flagship Orlando dispensary with an official grand opening, which if you go to their social media, we had a lot of our friends there on September 1st.
Yeah.
They had First Watch with some breakfast. Wow, Tijuana Flats. They had a whole thing.
Taco bar.
Yeah, when we got there, they still had all the tents and stuff set up.
Yeah. That sounds like it would have been a good thing. A good little
party.
So okay, look, this talks about the brand. Like I don't really know much about the brand.
Yeah, me neither.
So it says Jungle Boys is a collective of cultivators working toward a singular mission to grow clean and potent cannabis. That's a great mission. For over a decade, they have strived to change the way people think about cultivation. It's more than just what they do, it's who they are. From humble backyard beginnings to state-of-the-art grow facilities, they're always searching for ways to perfect the process and take the jungle to new heights. Sharing their successes, challenges, and experiences with their community, they're proud to inspire and educate the next generation of cannabis cultivators. And they're proud to announce their second official store in blah, 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 blah.
Where is their other? They have two stores.
It was
here?
in Ocala.
Ocala?
Oh, 2 O's. 2 O places.
Oh. Hey, we got a wonderful interview. She is so much fun to be around. If you ever go out to any events here in South Florida, you'll run into Serena and the Ganja Clinic girls. They're just so much fun. We had a wonderful interview. You could find out how to be a patient here in Florida. If you don't have your card, you're going to need it for the bud crawl. So stick around for this interview, and we hope you enjoy. All right, Serena, thanks so much for joining us. We're so excited to talk to you. We see you all the time, everywhere we go. There you are, and we have a blast.
You came to Medieval Times with us. That's where we first met face to face.
Met you.
That was such an adventure. I had so much fun that night. I didn't know what to expect, and then with the nobody, we didn't have the silver into it.
Yeah, and then we were
my first time there too. I didn't know what to expect either.
There was some sexy horses.
Yeah, there was
sexy nights and sexy horses.
I was like, what are they feeding them?
We were team yellow, right? Yeah.
Were we? I don't
so.
even remember. It was lots of fun. The food, they need to improve the food a little bit, I think.
No, the food was not.
But the entertainment was very fun.
But then we see you at events as well. We've seen you at Pretty High Club. And
yeah.
Are you going to be there this weekend?
Dab Day. That was Dab Day, right?
Dab Day. Yes, yeah, that was fun.
I know.
Chilling in the bus.
Yeah, I know, right? What are the odds that we walk in the bus and there you
guys
are?
Yeah.
Like,
we found the air conditioning on the bus.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was
we like to really I like to get out into the community and just use those different events as opportunities to be able to talk to people and to educate people about their rights and responsibilities on getting their medical card. Somebody needs to do it.
Yeah, I mean, that has to be probably one of the best parts of the job, is being able to go out to those events and do outreach and education, like you say. How long has Ganja Clinic been around?
For 2.5 years, a little over 2.5 years now. Yeah. And so it's been one hell of a ride. It's been a roller coaster for sure. But it's rewarding nevertheless, just to be able to speak to patients when they come back, now several times, to renew and to hear, their different experiences. And I've never heard a bad experience. And one of the most, I think, gratifying things is to hear that they're able to get off like all of their medications that they're on and that are causing, they're on all these multiple medications that are causing them, various ailments to begin with. So it's pretty cool. And not only that, like, when really have you ever met an angry pothead? I mean, okay, if you're running out of weed or you don't have weed for a while, maybe yeah, a little irritable, but
yeah, but weed makes it all better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Usually pretty patient. Well, can you take us through the process of how it is to get qualified as a patient?
Yeah, sure. So in the state of Florida, the recommending physician, which is our doctor, is not allowed to also diagnose the patient. They feel like it's a conflict of interest. So because of that, we have to ask the patient, do they have some form of some type of medical record with their stipulating their diagnosis. So, there are 12 different qualifying conditions. And Florida also introduced the like kind of class clause. So basically that says if you have an ailment that is similar to one of the 12 qualifying conditions, then you can qualify as well. So for instance, something we see a lot is, especially during the pandemic, depression, anxiety, insomnia, which is comparable to PTSD, which is a main qualifying condition. So as long as they have something, documenting their diagnosis, if they don't, maybe, they're on medication for one of those ailments I just said, right? Mm-hmm. Then our doctor would accept a picture of the script, of the bottle, because obviously that's, confirmation that they have
a diagnosis.
Right. So they can either do that, or we do have another doctor that can qualify them, that can diagnose them. And her fee is separate. Her fee is $75. So our initial fee is the $125 for you guys. That's the pot smoking moms special. And then it is also $75 to the state. So the $75 to the state is an annual fee. They only pay it once a year, but we all know the state has to get their money. So once we put you into the state system, we'll then help walk you through making the payment to the state. It's an annual fee. You only pay it once a year. However, once we put you in the system, they're the ones that issue you the card. So they'll receive the card in about 10 business days. However, it is now immediate approval. So the same day that we put them in the system, they'll be able to go to the dispensary with their driver's license. The state system is merged with the DMV. So they pull them, directly from the system. They ask your social, your driver's license number, and the date of birth. And with those three pieces of information, they pull the patient from the system. And it's very important that their license is up to date and accurate with the address, because the state, whatever address they have on file, is where they're shipping that card to. And, we'll say like 8 times out of 10, they won't get it if they try to forward the mail. So it says right on the envelope, do not forward. There have been a couple patients that we had that received it anyway, but that's just a heads up, because that's like crucial. So,
and then the renewal on the script is every 7 months. Is that what it is?
Right. So the renewal, the state only allows the doctor to put in the script for the recommendation is what they call it, or prescription for 7 months at a time. So every 7 months you have to come back to renew with the doctor. When you come back to renew, it's only $75.
Excellent. And why cannabis? What brought you here?
Well, let's just say I had an early start, or early on relationship.
a lot of us. Yeah, a lot of us.
Mary Jane's been my girl since my teens. So I had been in the hospitality. I went to school for business management and hospitality. I spent 17 years in the hospitality business, bartending, bar managing, opening up new restaurants from up north. I'm from Providence, Rhode Island. So from up north all the way down to Florida. And, when I came down here, it's a different vibe. You can bust your ass, for someone's business, bend over backwards, and then they can drop you like a dime for no reason. It being a no fault state. So I was tired of doing that. Not only that, I have 3 kids. So initially it was just myself and my daughter. 10 years later, I decided to drop another load. And so I have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old as well. And that lifestyle is just not, I'm not built for it anymore. And, one of the other main reasons was because of the fact that, to me, I've always been a hustler. I've always been a go-getter, and I've always managed other people's business as well. And it just was like time for me to, spread my wings and fly, if you will. I think it's important that my kids see what I'm doing. My kids have been, I had 2 boys when, in our office when we first opened. So I would have the boys in the office in one room and patients in the other. Like, it's been an interesting ride. But my daughter, who's 13 now, is, very observant, and, she sees that, like, mom's out here, it's kind of interesting. I actually heard her on the phone with one of her friends the other day. She didn't know I was listening. And she's like, yeah, my mom we have the Ganja Clinic, right? And I can hear the girl, she's like, what's that? That sounds, your mom smokes weed? And she's like, well, it's her medicine, and then she's explaining it to, her friend, like what, we do in the clinic and whatnot. And it was just interesting to hear what I've been working so hard to, break that stigma, and to hear my daughter like that, it was cool.
Yeah,
That's
you must have been proud, right?
Thing.
Yeah. Because it's like your work in action.
Yeah. And this is something we always ask moms that come on the show. And obviously you've educated your daughter based on what you just told us. But she's right at the age where most kids start experimenting with it. Like, I was 14 the first time I tried cannabis. You mentioned you were a teenager. I don't know what age.
13.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So how did you approach the topic of cannabis with your daughter? I know your other ones are little right now.
Yeah.
But 13 is a great age to approach this topic.
It was probably when she was like maybe 10 is when I really had because she's always had an old spirit, I've always said she's an old soul, but she's not stupid. And let's be real. Like, I don't smoke in the house, but I go outside and smoke. I mean, I obviously smell like it when I come in the house, and mommy's eyes are low. So there's a change right there. But no, I just sat her down and I told her, like, I was tired of hiding in my own house and tiptoeing around and trying to go for drives to the park to find somewhere, like, it was getting outrageous, right? So I said, you know what, I got to break it down, and I explained to her the benefits of the plant and different things that it's used to, use for. And she was just like, she was not surprised whatsoever. She was just, oh, okay, mom. And, and I was like, okay, well, mom needs her medicine sometimes. And actually, she knows, like, mom has her medicine. We're cool. Like, so it's funny. But no, she's very understanding, and she definitely knows. I've not only spoken to her about, weed, but every other drug as well. And I've shown her, it's important for me to educate my kids and for them to hear it from me, as opposed to like the streets teaching them, I think that's really important, and leaving it open for them to be able to come in and talk to you about anything, so she'll come and ask me on top of, my education.
Yeah, I feel like too, we have to be really open with our kids for them to be able to come to us with anything,
Right. Yeah.
And we could have the opportunity to educate
open and
them.
honest with our kids. They're going to be open and honest with us. That's what we hope for.
Yeah.
Yeah. I felt the same way. I got tired of hiding as well. I stopped hiding it. Probably not far before we started this podcast. So like he was 5, no more like I'm going around the other side of the house where he can't see me to hit the bong, I'll just hit it outside, and if he asks a question about it, I'll explain,
Right.
that's it. I'm not
Yeah.
going to have to. Why am I hiding it?
Did the questions roll in?
The question didn't even roll in when he saw me smoking at all. He actually saw me reach for a dispensary bag that I had bought, my medicine at the store, and it was sitting in the back seat, and I went and grabbed it, and he's like, "Oh, what's that?" And I was like, "Oh, it's my medicine." When you see mama outside sometimes smoking or whatever, that's what it is. And he was just like, "Medicine, are you sick?" And then I just explained, sometimes adults have anxiety and they get, worried and stuff, and this medicine helps. And he's like, "Oh, okay, that's it."
Yeah.
I took my 3-year-old to the dispensary today. I mean, it's funny because it's to them, it's my job. It's the podcast. I went to renew my script and see the doctor, and they had weed stuff everywhere. So my daughter was like, "Oh, look, it's like from your work. Look, it's your stuff for your job."
Like I mean, I know that flower.
Exactly.
And that's breaking the stigma right there.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I mean, breaking the stigma. Listen, I have probation officers that send me people just so they don't have to violate them. I mean, a lot of the time, these guys are it's mainly guys. We've had a couple of girls, but it's mainly guys that are on probation that have been through the system and legit have PTSD. It's crazy. It's so the stuff that we see is not.
So that's a workaround for them. Like, because I know when you're on probation, you get drug tested and you can't have anything in your system. And if you do, you go right back to jail. But if they're a patient, they're allowed to have cannabis in their system when they.
So I'm glad you asked that. So as long as they're not on federal probation, right, they can get their medical card. So, and about a year ago, maybe a little bit over a year ago, I had a guy come and, he explained to me that he was on federal probation and that he wanted to get his card. And I explained to him, like, I knew for a fact you couldn't get the card. And he got it anyway and ended up catching 36 months additional. He was out and they sent him back. 36 months. That's 3 years. Think about it.
Yeah.
So,
it's legally smoking weed.
Right.
Technically legal because got your state rec. But
yeah, but I guess because it's like federally regulated.
Yeah, but it's the federal government. You're on federal probation. They don't care.
Yeah, they don't care. Listen, this government, we could go down that rabbit hole. Doesn't care about a lot of stuff, but
So can you tell me a little bit about, okay, you said there were 12 qualifying conditions. Do you know them all?
I do know.
I'm going to put you on the spot or anything.
She might have them listed there.
Yeah. Okay, so I know it's PTSD, Crohn's, glaucoma, HIV, AIDS, cancer. Did I say that? Cancer, chronic hold on, I'm gonna tell you right now. Chronic non-malignant pain caused by, look, I almost know this. Hold on. Let me look up myself, actually. There we go. ALS, MLS, no, MS. There's actually more than that. Multiple sclerosis, I said that. So, and then what's more, so the kind of class course, then you have things such as depression, anxiety, insomnia.
That falls under PTSD class.
That falls under PTSD. Chronic pain falls under multiple sclerosis. You have we had a patient with really, really, really bad eczema, and we were able to compare to skin cancer. There's a lot of different things. The autoimmune epilepsy. I forgot. How did I forget epilepsy? Neuropathy, and that's the other one. So here's a list of all of some more. Hold on. Let me see what they have. Chronic pain, PTSD, cancer, Crohn's, autoimmune diseases, epilepsy, glaucoma, HIV, AIDS, multiple sclerosis, neuropathy, Parkinson's, ALS, any type of arthritic pain, Alzheimer's, terminal illness, anxiety, depression, insomnia, which pretty much covers everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
And anything that you can compare it to them.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Okay.
What so you said a little bit, so you work with a lot of the dispensaries, you know, you to make connections and whatnot, but you also keep up to date with products. When there's somebody first starting, are there any specific products that you usually recommend for them, or anything specifically that you tell them?
Well, what I do tell them, we give them a new patient packet, like a welcome packet with a bunch of different dispensary information, marketing materials, discounts and whatnot. Our welcome letter, we also give them their signed doctor's letter. It looks something like this. I don't know if you can see it, but so it has a bunch of different stuff in there that patients, because a lot of new patients, especially older patients, they have no idea where to go. They don't, maybe, they don't like flower. Then there's, a dispensary. I don't want to send them to a dispensary that only has flower. You know what I mean? So I'd give them, a bunch of different options. And what I tell them is this: the people that work there are bud tenders. They know more about their products than we do. Okay, so like go in there, just like you're going to talk to a pharmacist. Go, I can't sleep. This is whatever the ailment may be. I have migraines. Oh, that's another one that would qualify you. Migraines. But yeah,
so if you've reported to your doctor that you have chronic migraines and it's in your file, like their records that you've had it, that would qualify you.
Yes. So yeah, I just let them know. I know kind of what route that they prefer. And so I kind of guide them to the dispensaries based on that, which is why we have, I wish it was once every other week, but unfortunately it's like once a month that we get out and we do dispensary day. We go to different dispensaries, I am a patient as well. So just to, for my own knowledge, to see and to be able to guide patients, like I said, on what dispensary has what product, what might work for them, and just to stay in the know, and for that different community outreach. But yeah, we try. I think that one of the main things that sets us apart from our competitors is the fact that I like to say, a boutique clinic, right? Because, I came from the hospitality business. I like to make sure that it's a service we provide, but they're getting the best service. They can call us at any time for anything and that's rare. It's rare. Usually a lot of these clinics want to get people in and out, like cattle. And we just like to provide a more, I guess, personalized experience, yeah.
Yeah, customer service sets people apart for sure. So I come from that background as well. It's really rare to find customer service. So when you find someone who really cares about you, cares about what kind of decisions you're making, that's comforting. Is there anything that you're like working on? What events are you gonna be at the Pretty High Club event on Saturday? Like, do you have any plans for the next couple months?
So we are going to be there, but we're not going to be vending this time. But I'm super excited because I know that this is like the first event that they're doing with the boys, you
Right.
know.
Yeah.
And the last event was so cool. So I can only imagine. And not only that, but just seeing the different lineup. A lot of my friends are vending, and so it'll be cool. We'll be there, you know, going to show love and support. She's awesome. Pretty Giovanna, like
Yeah.
great person. And we decided to, because of the fact that, man, we have been ripping and running, doing all types of pop-ups, and from up north, um, you know, all the way from Tampa and then down, just going crazy. So
Yeah.
we decided the next couple months to just kind of pump the brakes. We do have an event. We have a third bowling event coming up. It's a 420 bowling event, and that's with the DBD Way. That's going to be September 7th.
Ooh,
I believe it's September
that's a
7th.
Wednesday, right?
Is that no, it's a Saturday, so maybe it's the 10th.
Saturday.
I have to look at my calendar again. Forgive me. We do have, but you can follow us at
10th
the
is a Saturday for sure. That I know.
Yeah, it's a Saturday. So we'll be doing that, but more so just for like patient appreciation and just, you know, giving our patients a place to come and have fun and hang out and chill. And then in October, we have the Cannabis Summit that's coming up. It's the second year in a row. That's super, there's a bunch of like big investors and, you know, cannabis investors and stuff like that.
What's the
So it's their
Cannabis Summit?
second,
Where's that
it's,
at?
it's gonna be in downtown Fort Lauderdale.
Okay.
I'll keep you posted on it and invite you guys. You guys can come.
You're gonna be speaking there?
Yeah, so they invited me to come back for the second year to speak on the piano. So it's pretty exciting. I'm over the moon about that. But yeah, we're just one day at a time. We're working on opening up a new office. There is a huge project that I'm working on right now, but I can't delve into that too much just yet. But I'm really excited, and it's gonna be something that's new and just a whole different vibe for South Florida in particular.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've piqued my interest.
Well, we look forward to working together. I know that we already have a few people lined up for you to come over and get a card. Everybody's ready to get on board. And get.
I appreciate the love from you ladies. Like, it's always such a just genuine vibe and mad love.
Yeah, likewise. We're real and we like real people, and we've met a lot of real cool people in this community. And you know, it's like this is how I always explain it. It's like when you have a group of friends and like you meet a cool person and then like you introduce them to your friends, and then later on you see your friends hanging with your friends. So it's like you just introduce everybody kind of. So we're all kind of friends, and we're, you know, it's like it's a really cool community. So usually too, we like to use each other for whatever business we're in. You know, our patrons do certain things and we know it, and we try to, whatever opportunities we see, we like to get everybody involved,
bring them business as well.
Yeah, everybody, anybody who we could bring them business, you know.
Yeah, no, I'm the same way. It's like the you know, this is the cannabis community.
We all gotta help each other out in order to be successful.
Yeah, we started smoking with other people. We didn't. It's not like we started smoking by ourselves. I mean, I don't know. I started smoking with socially first before I started smoking by myself.
Right. It's true.
I've never smoked. I mean, by myself when I was like
yeah, when you first started smoking, it was always social. So it's like that's kind of why
it wasn't
the community
until I was
is
a
what
real
it is.
cannabis like consumer that I was like smoking alone, you know.
Like, yeah, no,
regularly.
I think I started smoking alone pretty early though. I can't lie. It's been a long time. Now no, so wait. Let me tell you what I got in my dispensary run today. So
Ooh,
I
please
went
tell.
down. Listen, I decided. I said, okay, the Flowery opened their new store on Biscayne, right?
I want to go
So
check it out.
really good friends with them. Like, I love them. I love the fact that they're a small family-owned dispensary, but I use the term loosely because it's not really small. They have a $12 million facility down in Homestead. And I actually had taken a tour last year, but it was still a shell.
Yeah.
So now, they invited me to come back to do a tour of now that the new grow, everything's up and running and finished. I'm so excited about that. But anyway, so I went to the new store. Listen, the store's massive and it is like, oh my God, it's such a vibe. It's like a hangout, chill spot. You feel like you're in your living room, but not really. Like it seems like it's like a lounge, and they have a speakeasy, patient consultation room. They have oh my God, it's amazing. I'm gonna post some footage later on. But anyway, they gave me a bunch of merch. So I grabbed
Nice.
they gave me all types of stuff, but they had a sale. What the hell is it? They had a sale on pre-rolls. The pre-rolls, listen,
The
like
1 gram, those are like
32% THC, like they had some good stuff there. And I got the pre-rolls were like $6 each on
Wow.
at 50% off. Yeah, something like that. But I went over there. I got a bunch of these. I got a little vape thing. Listen, ice cream cake number 5, gelato 41, Tropicana cookies, and beach crasher. Listen,
Wow.
yeah, everybody's making me. I'm gonna have to hit up the Flowery because it's been a minute, and everybody
They do
yesterday
delivery.
at the concert.
Well,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I always got delivery from
Yeah, me
them, but I
too.
haven't seen their new store yet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
want
well,
to-
that's the thing. This is their first storefront. They used to only do delivery.
Yeah.
Right.
Which
Yeah,
is
we've had them on the
funny
show. We had
because-
Steph on our show before, and we're
Okay.
actually going to be visiting the facility soon too. So we're
That's so awesome. And then the last stop was to Certera. And we went to the location in it was in South Miami. I can't remember the location, but let me tell you what I got from over there. So I'm gonna TMI a little bit, okay? I get really bad that time of the month, really bad menstrual cramps, right? And I always tell patients about different things. That's the only thing the doctor doesn't give is suppository, that route, right? Because of the fact that no dispensaries have them. So I had always heard that Certera has them. I go over there, I'm talking to the manager today, and he tells me about these pills. So they have these they're like gel tab pills, right? There's CBD and THC, different 2-to-1, 9-to-1, they're different components. Ratios, sorry. So I tried one.
Oh yeah, like you apply it
like as a suppository.
Yep. And let me tell you, I'm already feeling better. And it was like 20 minutes ago, right before we started this podcast. It's the bomb. So listen, ladies, if you're like me, okay, try it. I'm telling you.
I've heard that people put stuff on the tampon, like
okay, so you could
oil
You
or
soak it.
Yeah.
RSO. You could put
RSO. I heard this one girl, she put RSO on her belly button, and that's how she has it absorbs it in the belly button.
Yeah, yeah. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. A lot of people use distillate also to like put it around the joint with the keef. And to me, that's just like, first of all, it's too expensive. And
I know, it's like a fancy, it's a bougie joint.
Listen, I got 3 kids, 2 of them are under 3 and under. Come on.
Yeah, you got time for that. Exactly. We were in a place, we were doing a rolling competition. First of all, I've never been the greatest. Like, I'm decent. If I have to pull one off, I'll do it.
Yeah.
We were there. I was so nervous because everybody was watching and there was cameras, and I was like, oh my God, sweating. And I was telling everybody afterwards, look, I'm a mom. I pack my bowl, I take a rip, and I go. I don't have time to sit, because I like the idea of like the ritual where you gather your things and you roll your J, and and it's all this happening. But when you have little kids and shit, you do not have time to do all that. You take a hit and keep it moving, mom.
Right. You already know.
And that was Serena from the Ganja Clinic. you can go to the ganjaclinic.com or at the Ganja Clinic on Instagram. Give them a follow and hit her up, Madam Go Getter. It's Madam_Go Getter on Instagram. And if you want us to link you up directly, let us know. We actually have a special offer with her.
So
Listeners who PSM get a discount.
Yeah, if you call the Ganja Clinic, if you go to the website, or if you call 305-426-5220, you make sure to say that you heard from them about them from us,
Pot
Pot Smoking Moms,
Moms.
and you'll get $25 off your initial doctor visit. So it's usually 150, but for our listeners, it's 125. So make sure you mention that you heard about them from us.
Yes. And hey, thank you so much for listening. If you have made it this far, we appreciate you so much. For our OG patrons, we want to give a special thank you to you guys, Yanni,
Destiny,
Lauren,
Jesse,
Christy,
Denise,
Peaches,
Natalie,
Angelina,
Jenny,
Catherine,
Jay,
Chrissy,
Guillermo,
Diane,
and Gabby.
Yeah. We love you guys. Thanks so much.
Thanks so much.
Hey, you too can become a patron for early access to episodes, additional content, video, full uncut versions of our interviews, Zoom, smoke sessions, exclusive mom trips, and discounts on our events.
Like the bud crawl that we're just about to have. Please make sure you subscribe, rate, review, and share our contact. Check out our website, potsmokingmoms.com and psmbudcrawl.com. Thanks so much for checking.
We love you. See you later.
Bye.
Take us out, Jay.
Here we go.